Hey everyone, Michelle here. And honestly, I've been staring at the draft history of the Kansas City Chiefs for the last 6 hours, and my heart is just, it's heavy, my friends. Because look, we're not just talking about a football team anymore. We're talking about the soul of the kingdom, that Lamar Hunt standard of excellence that felt absolutely inevitable just a couple of years ago. But right now, it feels like the bill for all those Super Bowl parades has finally come due, and the debt collectors are knocking on the door of one Arrowhead drive. We are heading into a crucial 2026 season, a season where the dynasty tag is hanging by a thread after that 6-11 disaster last year. The front office is making moves, don't get me wrong. Bringing Bieniemy back to replace Matt Nagy? That is a masterstroke. We know Patrick Mahomes is more comfortable in EB's system. It capitalizes on his scramble drill magic and those no-look lasers. We've seen the Mahomes contract restructure, freeing up that $45 million bag so Veets can actually go shopping in free agency, instead of just window shopping. But there is a decision looming, a decision that smells like a draft bust, and it's staring us right in the face. We are talking about the fifth-year option for Felix Uzomah. Now listen, if you think picking up that option is a good idea, you're watching a different sport, my friend. Thomas Valentine over at Pro Football Focus just dropped a truth bomb, predicting the Chiefs will and should decline it. And look at the numbers, they don't lie. Felix missed the entire 2025 season with a brutal hamstring injury. But even before that, it wasn't exactly Lawrence Taylor out there. We're talking about 26 pressures and 5 sacks in his first 2 seasons, a PFF grade of 57.6, which ranked 101st out of 130 edge rushers. I talked to a source inside the building, and they told me the vibes around Felix's development were stagnant even before the hammy went out. One staffer told me, "We wanted a game record to pair with Chris Jones, but we got a project that never left the workshop." This was the hometown hero pick, the KC kid, selected right after the second Super Bowl win when we thought the Chiefs could draft a punter in the first round and still win it all. Those drafting mistakes were fine when we were raising banners, but now that we're a year removed from the playoffs, those mistakes are poison. Look at who was available when we took Felix at 31. Joey Porter Jr., Brian Branch, even Zach Charbonnet. Any of those guys would have changed the 2025 season. Can you imagine Brian Branch in a Spagnuolo cover 2 shell? He'd have 10 picks by now. But instead, we took a wide 9 project who has 41 total tackles and 3 sacks in 2 years. Before I lose my mind over what could have been, do me a favor, hit subscribe, smash that like, and I need to see your takes in the comments. Am I crazy, or is Felix Uzomah the biggest first-round bust of the Veach era? Do you pick up the option and pray for a miracle, or do you cut your losses and move on? Tell me what you think below. I'm reading them all. Let's get into the technical lore. Why does this matter? Because the Chiefs' cap space is just starting to breathe again. We cannot afford to tie up millions in a fifth-year option for a guy who hasn't shown he can win a one-on-one matchup against a backup tackle. When you're a first-round edge rusher, you gotta have that initial burst, that 4.5 40 speed, that dip and rip that leaves the LT grasping at air. Felix, he was getting washed out in the run game and couldn't find the bend to get home. I talked to a source inside the building, and they told me the vibes around Felix's development were stagnant even before the hammy went out. One staffer told me, "We wanted a game record to pair with Chris Jones, but we got a project that never left the workshop." This was the hometown hero pick, the KC kid, selected right after the second Super Bowl win when we thought the Chiefs could draft a punter in the first round and still win it all. Those drafting mistakes were fine when we were raising banners, but now that we're a year removed from the playoffs, those mistakes are poison. It's tragic that he missed 2025. That could have been his prove-it year. In a season where the team was struggling, he could have been the bright spot. He could have shown Spags that he's worth the investment. But now, he's a question mark with a massive price tag. If I'm Brett Veach, I'm looking at the draft board for 2026. We've got the 9th pick. We are in shark territory. Do you really think we're going to pass on a blue-chip edge rusher like Reuben Bain Jr. or David Bailey just because we have Felix? No shot.
I heard a quote from a rival scout yesterday, and they said the Chiefs' pass rush in 2025 was Chris Jones or bust. If they don't find a legitimate alpha on the other side, Mahomes is going to have to score 40 points a game just to stay competitive. And that's the reality, Kingdom. We're at a crossroads. The Bieniemy hire shows we want to get the offense back to elite status. The Mahomes restructure shows we want to be aggressive, but you can't be aggressive if you're anchored down by bad contracts and potential that never turns into production. I saw a quote from a front office source yesterday, and they said the decision on Felix is the first real culture check of the 2026 offseason. Are we still the team that rewards our guys, or are we the team that does whatever it takes to win? Listen, I love a good comeback story. I'd love for Felix to come out in 2026 and record 15 sacks and make me look like an idiot. But as an insider, as a guy who looks at the scout talk and the cap sheets, the word is on the wall. You decline the option. You force him to earn his keep on a one-year prove-it basis, and you use that 9th pick to find the real heir to the defensive throne. The 2026 season isn't just another year, it's the resurrection. Mahomes is back, EB is back, but look it, the defense needs to be reborn, and that starts with making the hard decisions. No more hometown sentimentality, just cold, hard execution. Honestly, if we pick up that option, I'm going to have to check if Brett Veach is still running the show or someone hacked his computer. I'm Michelle, and this is the Kieves Kingdom Network. We reload, we rebuild, we reign. But man, we got to stop missing on these first rounders. How about those Chiefs? See you in the comments, and stay locked in for the next insider drop as we head towards the draft.